Hello everyone, welcome back to another video on the channel. Today we have Bitcoin pulling back. We are currently under $40,000. However, I believe that this is a healthy correction for Bitcoin. And so if you enjoyed this content and want to see future videos, make sure to hit the subscribe button and the bell notification underneath the video. And so let's go ahead and take a look at the chart here for Bitcoin. Now we have been trading in this channel since the beginning of 2023. And so you can see here that we have bounced off of this as support in March, and then we bounced off again as support. And so we can see as well at the top here we have bounced off of this as resistance a couple of times up here as well. And then we had the Bitcoin ETF approval where it did bounce above that and try to break out. However, we did see a pullback, and so you can see we did fall out of the channel. However, we did have pretty strong support here. You can see that acted as support, and now we are down back at that level again here, and so I could potentially see a bounce at this level, and so we will be keeping an eye on that moving forward. In addition to this, we also have the Bitcoin future CME gap as well. That was right around $39,500, and so a pullback down to that was expected, and so I think this is very good consolidation for Bitcoin. And now in addition to this, we also have the Bitcoin futures here as well. If we take a look at this, we can see that there is a lot of short positions here open, and so there would be a large liquidation for these short positions up to about $2 billion if we had a move to $42,000. And so if we continue to move into that direction, I could see that we have a lot of liquidations for these short positions. Now this acts in the same way as long liquidations here as well. If a lot of people are getting liquidated when it's going long, Bitcoin tends to drop quickly. Now if we see a lot of liquidations on these short positions, we're going to see Bitcoin rise quickly as well. And so that is something definitely to keep in mind. And so if you're interested in leverage trading, you can check out the link underneath the video to Margex, where they have over 40 different assets that you can long or short, and so definitely make sure to check that out. And so let's go ahead and take a look at some news that was released here from Grayscale. And so I think this is something to not be ignoring. Obviously, there's a lot of attention on Bitcoin with the Bitcoin ETF being approved. However, there's been a lot of news coming out from Grayscale that they are starting to focus on altcoins, and so this is definitely something to pay attention to. I think that moving forward, a lot of these investment firms are going to be looking into altcoins, and would not be surprised to start seeing ETFs for altcoins, whether they're large cap funds or privacy funds or AI funds. And so we can go ahead and take a look at this article here released from Grayscale. And so Bitcoin has taken the center stage with the approval of the spot Bitcoin ETF in the US, but the outperformance of AI related crypto assets serve as a reminder of the broadening applicability of the public blockchain use cases behind a form of payment. And so there's a lot of different use cases out there for cryptocurrency and blockchain. And so for the cryptocurrencies here that they're mentioning in the AI narrative are Tau, Render, Akash, and WorldCoin. And so a lot of these have made very good gains over the last year or so. We can see that they are saying they are up 522% in the last year. And so this is a sector definitely to be paying attention to. And you can see they're already categorizing many of these different cryptocurrencies. They know there's different narratives. They know there are different use cases for these. And so we can also see that on their website here as well, all these different sectors. And then you can go on here and you can check out what coins they're possibly talking about. And so if we go ahead and take a look at the sectors for utilities and services crypto sector, we can see that they have a list here of other cryptocurrencies that they're looking into or interested in, right? They have Chainlink, they have Lido, Filecoin, Helium, and so they're not just picking these for any random reason, right? They see a use case for them, or they know these are being used behind the scenes or something like that. They have an upcoming catalyst, and so they know a lot more information than we do, right? Obviously, they're making big investments. They have the Bitcoin ETF, and so they can provide a lot of the research to the people that are making those decisions. And so definitely make sure you're paying attention to what is going on behind the scenes. Look at what they are doing, not what they are saying. And so based on what they're releasing here, 4 different articles, and focusing on the AI sector, I definitely think that these cryptocurrencies here could do extremely well moving forward. And so that is what I am personally focusing on, is altcoins after the Bitcoin ETF has been approved. And so let's go ahead and take a look at some other news that was released today as well. We have news that FTX has sold about $1 billion of Grayscale's Bitcoin ETF. And so FTX held a massive amount of GBTC. And so we can see that new funds issued by the likes of BlackRock and Fidelity have seen a lot of inflows. However, at the same time, they have seen a large amount of outflows, and that could be because FTX has been continuing to sell their 22 million shares of GBTC, and so they have sold all of those shares, which is close to $1 billion, which personally I think it's pretty impressive that Bitcoin is continuing to hold its price where it is, right at about $40,000 with all of this selling pressure. And so that's definitely something to keep in mind as well as this continues to conclude and they stop selling the rest of their Bitcoin. We could start seeing a lot of upside for that moving forward. And so in addition to that, we also have the Binance SEC face-off. Now there was a court case last week with Coinbase discussing the same thing about regulation. And then we also have a SEC face-off here with Binance discussing regulations as well. And so they had that today to discuss those. And so I do agree with this statement here. And so the SEC to this day has been talking out of both sides of their mouth when it comes to crypto tokens. And so they're telling the industry to come in and register while simultaneously, while with their other hand holding the door closed and preventing any viable path to do that. And so they're not providing clear direction. They're saying that you must meet the regulatory standards. However, they're not providing the regulatory standards. And so Binance paid a massive fee towards the end of last year. And now they're having the court case with the SEC to discuss the regulatory standards, what cryptocurrencies are securities, what ones are not. And so there's not a lot of clarity in the space. And so I think with the discussion between Coinbase and Binance, that they will eventually come out with this criteria. However, that is something that we still need a lot of clarification in the cryptocurrency space, and I think they want to be careful. They don't want to end all of crypto. Obviously, they are opening up to it just because they have approved the Bitcoin ETF as well. And so one other catalyst that's also coming up, we have the Bitcoin halving coming up in about 95 days. Obviously, in the past, this has proven to always be a big catalyst for the entire cryptocurrency market, especially altcoins. You'll sometimes look back and you can't believe that you're able to buy some altcoins that were trading maybe at $1 at the time, and then top of the bull market, we're talking over $100. When you were looking back at it $1, you saw the chart was kind of dead, there wasn't much there, and then you're looking at a new all-time high. And so I've definitely been through the bull market in 2017 and 2020, and I have that same feeling happening now in the upcoming bull run for 2024 and into 2025. And so we have 95 days left here until the Bitcoin halving, and then we will really start seeing altcoins take off towards the end of 2024. And so that's just something to keep in mind. Now, if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next video.